Hi, this is Ann. Would you like to bring more art and creativity into your family or your classroom or your homeschool program? Here at Waldorfia, we are very excited to share our love of Waldorf watercolor with you. We combine the magic of watercolor with the joy of Waldorf education. We have lessons for grades 1 through 3 that combine seasonal and story-based lessons that are easy and fun to do. Try our introductory package and learn more about our program. Let's do this creative journey together. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Mrs. Maginte. So today we're going to do a fun project for Halloween, and we're going to have a tree that's in silhouette with a few birds, and we're going to have some stars in the sky and a moon. So let's go ahead and start with our verse. So we're going to do colors shine around us. Let's do the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Colors shine around us from earth and sea and sky. Pale and light, deep or bright, they show us earth's glory and her might. So in order to get this beautiful blue color, I used food coloring. And food coloring is the same thing we use to dye Easter eggs, or you might use it to color your icing. And so it makes a really bright color. If you don't want to use food coloring, you could just use your blue watercolor that you have. So an easy way to do it if you want to use food coloring is you get yourself an ice cube tray at the dollar store, and then you can see you can have separate sections of these nice bright colors. So this is how I would do it. So I would take, I already have some green here, but say I needed more green, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 drops. And then I would take a spoon, and then I would add some water to it, maybe about that much. So you don't really need a whole lot of food coloring to make your liquid watercolor. You'll find that a little goes a long way. All right, so let's put that aside right now, because the first thing we have to do is we have to do our drawing. So what you're going to need is a black crayon, and if you don't have black, how about a purple, and then a yellow and a white. All right, so we're going to start with the black, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our tree. So we're going to put our tree right about here. We want to color it in pretty darkly, so let's put some roots in here. Okay, what I like to do is I like to kind of make a V, kind of like this. And you see how I'm starting to bring the branches up now? And then maybe I'll make another V up here and bring this out. We want to have a branch kind of reaching out towards the moon here, and also that we can put a bird on. Let's bring this one up. Let's break this one. I'm going to break this one up into 3. And if you don't get your branches dark enough, you can always go over it. So I'm looking at them now and saying, okay, this one needs to be a little bit thicker. So tree branches get thinner, narrower as they go up. So just take a look at yours and see if you think that you need to adjust it. And it's going to be a smooth transition here from this branch down to this branch. That's really important. It really also helps to go outside and look at a tree and see how the tree grows. It's always helpful for an artist to go outside and look at nature, and it's very inspiring to see the beautiful world around us. All right, we're going to darken this in just a little bit. Now we're going to switch to our yellow, and we need to put a fence in. So I'm going to stop my fence when it gets to the tree. You see I'm going over it a couple times. And then let's put the posts in. And they don't all have to be perfectly in line because somebody built this fence and they might have even used found lumber. All right, let's put in some hills here. Now we need a moon. So the way I usually do a moon is I'll go ahead and draw a C like that, and then go ahead and widen this part out right here. Right? Now we can make some stars. Oop, that's what happens sometimes, doesn't it? Your crayon breaks. You can make some stars that are yellow, but let's make some more stars that are white. So you can make a star like this, although you can't see it very well, can you? Let's make a yellow star like that. So sometimes I make stars like this. And remember, they have to be small because the stars are up in the sky and we're down on Earth. Or sometimes I just put one line, another line, and another line, another line. Okay? So let's put some stars in. And then we can make just some little dots, little circular dots like this. Remember, you got to push down a little bit or it's not going to resist the paint. So let's get some of those stars in here, little small ones. Now I'm going to go back to the black, and right here I'm going to make a cat. So this is how I would make a cat. I'm going to make a circle, and I'm going to fill it in like that. And here's the head of my cat, like that. And here's an ear, and here's an ear, and then there's the cat's tail. Now I think I'm going to put a bird up here in the sky, sitting on the tree. And again, make the body, and there's a little beak. A little hard to see that beak. And let's make a tail here. Sometimes you'll see that with a crayon, it's a little bit more difficult to get something as fine as a beak, right? And let's maybe make one more bird right here. Yeah, that's a better beak. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my name on here. Okay, so if you want to add a few more cats or, a couple other little creatures that might be here, that might be like a little bunny or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take Peter paintbrush here. And remember, we always want to get our brush wet. Let's get our brush wet first. So wet your brush in the water. And let's take some off on the sides. We don't, you know how we go like this? We take some off on the sides like this, so we don't have too much water on there. Because we don't want to dilute our paint too much. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to carefully lift up. And I'm just going to use my blue watercolor. And look how magical that is. All of a sudden, there's those stars. Stars are coming out. Now, you don't want to push down too hard because the oil pastel, the black oil pastel, may smear. So we're just using a light touch. Remember, beautiful long strokes. We want to keep all our strokes going horizontally as we go down the paper, just like this. And there's our mystical Halloween scene with the blue, dark blue of the sky and the stars coming out. I'm just going to even this out a little bit, like this. And one thing I didn't mention was that when you don't pre-soak your paper and you only wet the paper on one side, sometimes your paper can curl up. And so I would suggest that you tape it down to your board with some masking tape. All right, well, thank you for joining me for this Halloween painting, and I look forward to painting with you again. Bye-bye.